What's up, Grovelanders? It is 8 a.m. and I am embarking on my 4-hour and 45-minute drive to Richmond, Virginia. Why? 3 reasons. The first stop will be Maymont Estate. That is a Victorian-era preserved estate entrusted to the public in 1925. The Dooleys owned it from 1893 to 1925. It has been maintained in its original form since then. So we're gonna go check that out first. Second stop, dinner at a historic eatery, Halfway House, right outside of Richmond, Virginia. Third reason, GILDED, the French metal band. Rejection always comes from the sky! I got my frozen Uncrustables and can of sardines to hold me over until dinner time. Reservations for Halfway House are at 5 p.m. So I'm gonna have 3.5 hours at Maymont Estate before we have to take the short drive to Halfway House for dinner. I cannot wait. The menu looks so good. Here on the Groveland channel, we do put out a lot of different content. So check out our playlists and hit that subscribe button. It does not cost you a thing, but it does help the channel grow, and hit the notifications so you don't miss anything coming out. About to get on the turnpike now, so I will see you at Maymont Estate. I'm only about 45 minutes away from Maymont Estate, but I had to stop and stretch my legs. There wasn't any convenient rest stops along the way until now. I'm going to down my sardines. I get it if you don't like sardines, but these things are packed with protein, omega-3, and vitamin D. So good. It's a little dry eating out of the can, but on a cracker, yellow mustard. Wow. Bird fight, bird fight, bird fight. They're either fighting or mating. I'm gonna guess that's a love tussle. To Maymont, and this is a pretty habited place. It's a really nice day, 80 degrees, not too humid. This is the main entrance right over here. To the left, there's people standing around, so I'll film that a little bit later. Main entrance in here, and the only maps I had left were Spanish, so I'm gonna do the best I can with reading Spanish and following my way. I'm gonna try to get to these gardens here first. We got here about 1:30, and I have about an hour before I have the reserved mansion tour at 2:30, and I will link the website down below so everybody can check out all the information about this park. It is huge, 100 acres. Definitely not gonna be able to see everything, but we'll get as much as we can. Good thing for me, there are signs around pointing us to the right direction. There are a lot of outbuildings here on the property too. Don't know what each one is, don't have time to check them all out, but it says here you can purchase guided tours for the gardens if you're interested in that, but otherwise they're open to the public, so you can walk around yourself and check everything out. So there was a wedding going on up there, and they have things blocked off, so you gotta kind of make your own path here, but it looks like other people already do to get to other parts of this garden. So that's what we're doing. There is a lot of photo opportunities, a lot of professional photographers. There's some more going on here, some other private event going on here as well, but we're going to skip past the private events. As you can see, there's some little trails cutting through pretty much everywhere through the grass. Even though they have these stone walkways, they are blocked off for certain events, and then it looks like people just make their own path through. There's even a little path down here.
Maymont's naturalistic Japanese garden is the oldest public Japanese garden on the East Coast. Descending into the Japanese garden and entering through its distinct gates is like stepping onto a different continent. The space is cool, shaded, and intimate. Maymont's Japanese garden is a blend of several different styles of Japanese gardens and 2 distinct periods of design. In 1911, the Dooleys purchased a wedge-shaped section of the Canal that bordered Maymont. To create their garden, the Dooleys hired Muto, a Japanese garden master. In 1978, the garden was renovated by Earth Design Incorporated. The style reproduced at Maymont is called a stroll garden, and is designed to offer the visitor changing impressions of nature as the various areas come into view.
So this is the first garden we're at. If they're all this detailed and awesome, you could spend all day here. So I'm gonna have to really watch the clock and manage my time, because I gotta get to the mansion by 2:30 for my tour. And I have no idea how far away that is from here. All right, let's see where we're going. This cuts through the bamboo. I have no idea what's up here. And trails everywhere. Wah, wah, wah. So I do remember seeing in photos, this was a waterfall right here. That would have been neat to see, but it's obviously not running. And there obviously at some point is water that runs off here. I wonder if it's just when it rains, natural runoff, because down there is the one bridge we crossed. So the background of the bridge, walking over it, you see this waterfall as it comes down over the edge. I think it was a Mexican or Spanish wedding, because I think I saw the bride, but in the essence of that wedding, perfecto! We're on our way to the Maymont mansion.
In 1886, James and Sally Dooley acquired farmland on the banks of the James River, where they planned to build a new home. By 1893, the Dooleys were living in their new 12,000 square foot, 33-room home, which they named Maymont. A name which combines Mrs. Dooley's maiden name and the French word for hill. It combines the Romanesque Revival style with the picturesque Queen Anne. When completed, the mansion boasted the latest modern conveniences of the era: electric lighting, an elevator, 3 full bathrooms, and central heat. Among historic house museums, the Maymont Mansion is rare in that no intervening families or adaptive conversions separate us from the original owners. 32-year occupancy. Within 6 months of Mrs. Dooley's death in 1925, the mansion was open to the public as a museum. Since the non-profit Maymont Foundation took responsibility for the estate in 1975, extensive conservation and restoration have greatly enhanced its authenticity, condition, and presentation. The principal rooms are enriched by stained glass transoms, carved woodwork, and decorative ceiling and wall treatments. The The second floor includes a central living hall, lit by an immense Tiffany Studios stained glass window that rises above the grand stairway. Guests can tour 12 restored rooms on the first and second floors. When you enter Maymont Mansion's upper floors, you step into the luxurious world of James and Sally May Dooley. But at the same time, many men and women experienced Maymont as a workplace. At any given moment, the Dooleys employed 7 to 10 domestic employees, nearly all African American, to maintain the elegance and order of their home. Domestic staff duties included cleaning the 33-room mansion, feeding a dozen people on a daily basis and hundreds on occasion, doing the washing and ironing, helping the Dooleys bathe and dress, and transporting the Dooleys in well-running carriages and motor cars. Thus today, Maymont Mansion is a well-preserved document of Gilded Age design. The Dooleys employed 7 to 10 domestic workers within the Maymont residence and dozens as grounds workers. Domestic staff members ranged in age from late teens to mid-60s. Most were single, but several were married with children, and women made up the majority of employees. Most were African American from the greater Richmond area, although a handful had migrated from other states. Census records indicate a high literacy rate among those workers listed. Some employees worked full-time, others part-time, extra workers were hired as needed. A few individuals resided in the mansion or on the estate, but most had lived out, that is, they returned to their separate homes and families at night. Both residential and live-out employees worked every day of the week, and full-time employees typically worked 13 hours daily, except during their time off on Thursday afternoons and alternating Sunday afternoons. The house also illustrates the dynamic interplay between server and served, working class and upper class, and black and white through a compelling exhibition in its restored below-stairs rooms. The exhibition, In Service and Beyond, Domestic Work and Life in a Gilded Age Mansion, located in the Maymont Mansion basement, opened in 2005 after a decade of research. Through wills, census records, oral history interviews, and a cache of newly discovered Dooley papers, the picture of the Maymont household became increasingly detailed. More than 20 domestic employees were identified during the preliminary phase, and by the opening, almost 40 were known. The household included a butler, assistant butler, cook, kitchen maid, housemaid, lady's maid, and laundress. Nearly all were African American. African American domestic employees at Maymont met the challenges of running an elaborate estate. At the same time, they negotiated the era's Jim Crow laws enforcing racial segregation, fostering racism, and creating an American racial caste system. Behind the scenes, they were individuals with their own skills, personalities, goals, and challenges. And, upon leaving Maymont, these individuals took pride in their work ethic and went into their communities with modest wages to raise families, support businesses and churches, and to help build today's Richmond. They had daily tasks, weekly chores, and monthly or seasonal duties. They often were expected to help at various positions if needed. The cook might wait at a table, the lady's maid might sweep, or the butler might drive.
I just finished that mansion tour. That is awesome. I could spend another hour in there. There's so much detail, so much cool stuff, so much information. Self-guided tour. I strongly urge you to get here to check it out if you're ever in this area. Richmond, Virginia, Maymont Mansion. Now we're gonna go back to the gardens because we kind of skipped past the Italian garden. There's two main gardens. I found out the other two gardens are not so spectacular. One's a butterfly garden. The other one is like a rainwater garden. I will probably skip those because I have to get moving. But we're gonna check out the Italian garden next.
The formal entrance to the Italian garden is at its western end, oriented toward Maymont Mansion. A stone arch with the Latin inscription, Via Florum, Flowering Way, marks the transition from informal parkland into the enclosed world of the Italian garden.
Looks like they have this end set up for weddings, and this looks like prom. Definitely prom.
Noland and Baskerville of Richmond designed the Italian garden, using elements of the classical style developed in Italy in the 15th and 16th centuries as their model. Completed in 1910, the Italian garden's exquisite stonework is Petersburg granite.
I got myself an English version of the map from the stone barn. There is a little gift shop in there, so if you do stop in here, stop in there if you want some kind of memorabilia. The maps are free, so I grabbed one. They do have magnets, stuffed animals, things like that. And this is where you would start your historic garden tour, guided tour. Otherwise, do the tour yourself. And here is the map of Maymont, so it can show you where I went and what I did not get to. So if you want to go, you can see how big the place is. But I parked over here at this entrance. There is another entrance up here where the nature center is, as well as another entrance here. So three all around. The James River is here down along the bottom of the estate. But I came in this entrance here, and this is the stone barn right here, turned this way and came down to these Italian gardens, Japanese gardens. Here's the stepping stones right here, and ended up going up this trail and going back up this way, and this is to the mansion right here. And then I did the inside mansion tour. I missed this. That's the mausoleum. That must be where the Dooleys are buried, possibly. I wish I would have seen that and checked that out too, but because it was that close. But did the mansion tour, and that mansion tour was awesome. Like, you can stay in there as long as you want. I could have stayed in there another couple of hours. There's so much to look at. When you get to the entrance of the mansion, they give you a little audio device. So it's self-guided. They give you an audio device and you just hold it up to little placards that are in different areas of the mansion. It beeps and starts playing audio and explains what you're seeing. So, and there's no like beginning or ending. You can literally walk around the whole mansion in any direction you want. There are 3 different levels to it. You even go into the basement. It was awesome. That is where we came back down and finished checking out the Italian gardens here, and then we just left. So we have this whole rest of the area to explore, this whole area up here, little creeks to cross, and this was the other garden, the rain garden, the butterfly garden they told me about, but they were not, they basically said they're not nearly as neat to look at as these. So I just stuck around this area here. Definitely glad I stopped by and hit this one. This was really neat. I love the mansion. I love the history of the mansion. Everything was so detailed. I'm so jealous and want all that stuff in my house. I would need a little bit bigger house. We are actually a little bit early, done everything. I don't want to like open any rabbit holes of exploration right now because we are about an hour away from my dinner reservation, so maybe I can check into the hotel a little early before I go to dinner, get my stuff in the room and get situated. All right, I just checked into the Microtel by Windham, Richmond Airport. And I typically don't do room tours unless we're like at a resort, but this is a little bit different of a layout, so it's pretty neat. So as soon as you walk in, to the left, full-size bathroom, you know, nothing fancy. Everything you need in your bathroom. But look at this. It's a suite. Pull-out couch, two-top table, kitchenette area, literally dividing the bedroom and the living room area. That's what I thought was pretty neat, the way that they designed this room. My oldest son was potentially coming with me, so I had to make sure there was 2 places to sleep. So I got this room, and then if he didn't come, well, then I got a living room in my bedroom. Looks like the microwave has seen better days, but I do not need to use the microwave. I wonder if it comes with dishes. Oh, look at that. Cabinets open to both sides. I have never seen such a layout. Oh, coffee maker. There is a Wawa and a Sheetz literally right outside the hotel, so I have my choice of both. Huh. This is very interesting. Queen size bed, nothing fancy. Like I said, it's very clean. It smells clean, not musty. And look at that. Car's parked right there. Safe in the room, little desk area, a full length wall mirror. Pretty neat. But that's a weird place for the TV. All the way up there. Probably will not be watching any TV anyway. This is going to end it here for the Maymont Estate. Definitely check it out if you're in the Richmond, Virginia area. I'll link everything down below as far as the website, information if you need it, but I'm glad I came. Subscribe below to follow along for more videos coming up from our Richmond trip, a historic eatery video coming from Halfway House, also in Richmond, Virginia. And until then, the last night.